Wow.
The checkered flag for him as a winner. Kimi Raikkonen wins the US Grand Prix and breaks the record.
If you cannot tell by the bois, by the Finnish national anthem, by Kimi Raikkonen winning the US Grand Prix, or the title of the video, I guess, Kimi Raikkonen is coming back to NASCAR, but this time it's the NASCAR Cup Series. Kimi Raikkonen, the 2007 world champion, just retired from Formula One. Last year was his last full-time season, as I said, with him retiring for Alfa Romeo, and he's back in racing, but it's in NASCAR. Now, Kimi Raikkonen, this is not his first time in NASCAR. This is his first time in the Cup Series. He made a couple of starts, or one start per each series in the Trucks and Xfinity Series back in 2011, I believe it was. Wasn't super competitive. He didn't win. I don't think he was even top 5 or top 10, but it was during that period of his career where he was on his sabbatical, time off from Formula One. He raced in F1 from, I believe, let's see here, from 2001 to 2009, and it was in this 2010 to 2011 period that Kimi had taken off to go do rallying, to do a little bit of NASCAR, some other things. But then from 2012 to 2021, he returned to Formula One. But during his time in Formula One, 21 career wins, a world championship in 2007 with Ferrari. In fact, as of right now, he's Ferrari's most recent world champion. And if you're a NASCAR fan, you understand that. That's like, if in 15 years Hendrick Motorsports had not won a championship or something, like, that would be what it is. Like, Ferrari is expected to win every year. They're like the team. You know, they got the most wins of all time. They got the most championships of all time. They're like that team that's supposed to win, and when they don't win, their fans are very disappointed. I don't know how else to explain it. Anyways, Kimi, 21 wins, 103 podiums, and 350 Grand Prix starts, 18 pole positions. He's led over 1,300 laps in his career. That 2007 year obviously being the highlight in terms of the championship, where he was competing against Michael Schumacher, arguably the greatest of all time, in 2005 for the championship, but the McLaren kind of sucked that year, so, you know, reliability really held him back. Anyways, I don't want to get sidetracked. Kimi Raikkonen is in NASCAR, and back to his Xfinity days, ran 196 laps in the Xfinity Series, ran, let's see here, 134 laps in the Truck Series, finished 15th in the Xfinity Series race, finished 27th in the Xfinity, 15th in the Truck. Hopefully he can be more competitive, but he is in a Trackhouse Racing car, and we said this the other day when this whole project was announced. I think this is a good thing that he's going to Trackhouse. This isn't going to be some back marker team. This isn't going to be some mid-pack team. Trackhouse has been a front-running team this year. 2 wins with Ross Chastain. Daniel Suarez has led a good chunk of laps. He's won a couple of stages, you know, but they've been good everywhere. Suarez was in contention for the win at Auto Club. Obviously, Chastain has a win in a super speedway. He has a win in a road course. He's led laps at 1.5 miles like Las Vegas, Dover. So, yeah. And then also, I somehow have forgotten to mention this, Kimi will be running at Watkins Glen. Watkins Glen! I wore this shirt today for a reason. But, yeah, Watkins Glen, a road course, something Kimi is familiar with, obviously. But the next-gen cars will make their first stop to Watkins Glen on August 21st. That is when Kimi will be making his NASCAR Cup Series debut. But, yeah, the Iceman, he's back in racing with NASCAR. Trackhouse, they posted a little video, some of his highlights, saying it's the next chapter. You know, the date, all that stuff. I'm trying to, like, watch the video, I guess. Kimi, Project 91, Trackhouse, yeah. But anyways, yeah, as we said in the video just a couple of days ago with this whole Project 91 thing, the whole initiative of the project is to bring in some big stars, to bring in some of the biggest motorsport stars from around the world. And we had discussed some options, some guys in potentially close by an IndyCar, But then we thought about some, more realistic options in terms of what they drive that would be closest to the Cup Series car. So an endurance racing car, maybe a rally driver, but, there was still a lot up in the air. And then we thought maybe a far stretch would be a Formula 1, MotoGP kind of guy, because they got a full schedule and stuff, and it would be tough to get them in. However, here's what Adam Stern said. He said, Formula One legend Kimi Raikkonen will make his NASCAR Cup Series debut with Trackhouse's new Project 91 initiative this August at Watkins Glen. This will be the only entry for the number 91 this season, but Justin Marks hopes to eventually attract the top legends of series like F1 and MotoGP. Kimi Raikkonen, I know he is not an active driver in Formula One, but he is a top driver, top legend in Formula One. As I said, with all those accolades, all those wins, he's done a lot, and he is, a big deal in the Formula One world. You win a world championship, you're a big deal. You win a world championship for Ferrari, you're a bigger deal. You're the most recent world champion for Ferrari. That's like the biggest deal. Obviously, Leclerc is currently in contention for the championship he's driving for Ferrari. Anyways, so trying to attract the biggest stars in the world, that is the whole initiative of this project. And this is a heck of a way to start with Kimi Raikkonen. Kimi, as I said, he has accomplished so much in his career. But yeah, since his, retirement days, he's been chilling in, Finland, Switzerland, wherever he lives. There's every once in a while social media posts about him, with his kids and stuff, helping them out if they're doing karting or something, which is kind of cool. But it doesn't look like he's done much competitive racing yet in his retirement. But over the years, he has expressed an interest to come back to NASCAR and try a Cup Series race. I think Jeff Gluck pulled a quote from a few years ago that he got from him at probably one of the U.S. Grand Prix. Chris Medland, Formula One rider, he had gotten something from a few years ago of Kimi expressing interest to want to come back to NASCAR. So Kimi has wanted to come back to NASCAR, not full-time, obviously. That is a freaking schedule. That's a tough schedule. But, he has expressed interest. He has wanted to come back to NASCAR, to come to the Cup Series, to race with the best of the best in NASCAR. And he's finally going to get that opportunity. It's very exciting news in the NASCAR world. Very exciting news, I guess, for fans of Kimi Raikkonen that he's back in a race car. But, as for anything else around the Kimi Raikkonen stuff, it's crazy. 2 times in 1 year, we're going to have Formula One world champions. In the Daytona 500, we had Jacques Villeneuve in the number 27. And now, in August, we're going to have Kimi Raikkonen at Watkins Glen. As for how competitive he's going to be, we just talked about he's going to be in a good car if it's Trackhouse made, Trackhouse prepared for a one-off. If he wins, that would be epic, and I would love that. But I don't think he wins. Top 5 might be a stretch. I think top 10 is in the realm of possibility. Kimi, let's be honest, he's 40-something years old, so he is a little bit out of his prime in terms of the driving skills, but he is still a legend, a world champion. He's still a great driver. But, he's in a very competitive car. If he can, get to grips with the car very quickly, then I'd say we should look for a top 10 potentially. But, I don't know how competitive he's going to be. He's going to have a practice session. He's going to have his qualifying session, so those will be the tests. And, of course, with the current qualifying and practice format in NASCAR, he only gets 15 minutes of practice. It might be different at road courses just because it takes so long to do a lap at a road course. Surely they got to give more than 15 minutes. But anyways, the point being that Kimi will have a little bit of time. I don't know if he gets to do any testing prior to the race, but Kimi Raikkonen, he's going to come out of retirement for a bit to come over here to the good old United States of America to race in NASCAR. And he won't be turning left only. To all you F1 fans watching this saying, oh, NASCAR only turns left. He's going to one of the few tracks that turns right. That's right, Watkins Glen. In fact, Watkins Glen used to be on the Formula One calendar back in the 70s. That's pretty neat too, I guess. That's a neat little connection. And Watkins Glen's a really cool track. But fast track, fun track. Anyways, I'm getting off topic a little bit here, but Kimi Raikkonen in the NASCAR Cup Series. Who will fill in that Project 91 car in 2023? I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. Obviously, I think the Daytona 500 is a big draw for 2023 and this car. But, you know, also road courses, if you are going to go for a Formula One driver, if you are going to go for a former Formula One driver, I think that, you know, this Project 91 car, the road courses are going to be kind of the target for most of these drivers coming into NASCAR, because NASCAR is like the only motorsport that does ovals. So, yeah, I would expect, you know, if it's going to be, they would most likely do ovals or, you know, the Daytona 500, since that's the biggest NASCAR race. But other than that, I'm super excited to see Kimi in NASCAR in the Cup Series. That's going to be a fun race. I'm very, very excited for that. So, yeah. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe if you want to talk about more news in NASCAR, Formula One. This is a big one right here. Very excited for this one, but yeah, get ready to hear some wahs and boahs.